Hello and welcome. You are listening to the At Home with Ifeno podcast. This podcast is for anyone, male and female, who believes that the home is the cornerstone and foundation of a flourishing society and a better world. Here, we'll guide you through the intricate journey of building a home that's not just a physical space. Whether you are single, preparing to share your life with another, a couple cultivating a shared dream, or parents tending to the garden of their children's hearts. Every other week, we'll talk about topics like practical tips on managing family finances, creating a beautiful home, conversations on courtship, marriage, parenting, and much more. The At Home with Ifeno podcast offers a rich tapestry of inspiration and support. Join us as we explore creating homes where love resides, families thrive in wisdom, and the seeds of a brighter future are sown, just as God intended. I am your host, Ifoma Nneka Omoniyi. Hello, and welcome to At Home with Ifeno. Wow, we are already in July. Where did the time go? Already we are already in the second half of the year. I just want to start by saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are connecting with us. You are welcome. How have you been? I know many of us are trying to assess ourselves, knowing that we've spent 6 months already in 2025 and the month of July is already rolling. But I'm here to assure you that yes, time is ticking, but we need to make the most of the time that we have daily. Let's not look forward, or let's not postpone what we should enjoy now. Now is the moment you have. We are not guaranteed tomorrow. I'm not trying to scare any of us, but I'm just trying to be practical, and I'm trying to make you know that now is the moment you have. What are you going to do with now, today that you have? Don't think of tomorrow, not because I don't want you to plan or encourage you to, prepare for the future, but today that you are here, today that you are alive, what are you doing with your family, with your spouse, with your children, with your parents? For those who are not yet, married and have a family that they have started, you still are connected to a family. You have your parents, your siblings. They will always be part of your life, even when you start your own new family. So one of my encouragements for you is make the most of today. Make that call. Reach out to that friend. Reach out to your loved ones. And today's topic has something to do with what I'm talking about. Reach out to your children. Do you know that some of us, we live in the same home, we live in the same house, but we are not making the most of the time we have with our loved ones, including our children. So please don't feel bad if you feel the first 6 months that just rolled away, it has passed and you have not really seen, the results you expected when you started 2025. You have an opportunity today to start again, to begin again. There is a quote that says, every day is an opportunity to begin a day. So make the most of today, and I assure you that you will begin to see the rewards of proper investment in the right direction with your time, with your talent, and with what God has given to you. Wow. So today we are focusing on parenting. Yes, our focus for today has to do with parenting, and I will just share the topic. So our topic for today is tagged time, T-I-M-E, time, the real love language of children. Time, the real love language of children. You know, there are so many love languages that we might have read in books, and things like that, acts of service, gifts, quality time. But I have come today to tell you that one of the love language of children that you can never push aside or not take importantly is time. And we're going to see how children value how we invest time in their lives as parents. So like I said, the topic is time, the real love language of children. When we think about showing love to our children, I know many of us would think our minds often go, to things like hugs, of gifts, or even affirming them through our words, which are not wrong. They are very important, but while these examples I just shared of the hugs, the gifts, and the praises are very meaningful, there is one form of love that speaks loudest to the heart of a child. And I would like to add that it is not just a child that values the love language of time. Even as adults, even as spouses, we value when people pay attention to us. The gifts are good, the accolades, the praises, the affirmations are very important, don't get me wrong. But time is something that for any relationship to thrive, whether it is with our spouses or with our children, we can never underestimate the power that time can play in our relationships. So there is one form of love, like I said, that speaks loudest to the heart of a child, and that form of love is time. Yes, we are in a world that is filled with distractions, social media, busy schedules, meeting targets, school runs, one activity or the other. We have to-do lists, digital noise. What our children are really looking for is our presence more than the present that we buy for them, more than the gifts that we buy for them. They might not tell us that they want our presence, that's for us to get involved in their world, but the truest way we can show them our love is through our presence with them intentionally. Time isn't just about the clock ticking in hours with our children. So some of us might feel that, okay, I'm going to spend the whole day today with my children, since Ifeno is saying the time is the real love language of a child or of children. But no, it's about quality, the quality of the moments we have with our children. It's about connection. It's about paying attention and being present. So today, I would like to use the acronym TIME, that is the TIME, as an acronym where each of these letters represents a powerful way that we can love our children very well. Because at the core of every child, every individual, even the adults, that need for time is there. And to the child, to any child, they spell love in another form, and that love is spelled as time. So let's delve into today's conversation, or what would I call it? Is it a teaching? Whatever you want to call it. But I think it's a wake-up call. I think it is a time for parents to know that no matter how busy our schedules are, we need to create time for our children. There's a saying that says, You create time for what is more important to you. You create time for what is valuable to you. If our children are valuable to us, we will take the time we have with them very seriously. And it's not just about the length or how many hours, but the quality. So the first letter is T. T. And T stands for talk to them. Talk to them. Them there refers to our children. So how do our children want us to talk with them? Children crave that connection through conversations. Children actually want, that time when we can have conversations with them. They can talk and we can respond. But this conversation needs to be safe. It needs to be non-judgmental. It's not about pointing the accusing finger, at our children. It's a time when there is this heart-to-heart talk. And this can start by something as simple as asking how your day was. This is one phrase that my daughter always uses every day when I pick her up from school. And I know that she honestly is asking me how my day was, because she will ask me, so what did you do today? She wants the details. So our children want us to talk with them, to talk to them. So just asking how was your day could be a way of starting a conversation with our children. And we also need to ask them. And in asking them, we are genuinely wanting to listen to them and not just interrupt them. There is a scripture that says, let every person be quick to hear and slow to speak. Let all of us be quick to hear and slow to speak. So we need to be quick to listen to our children, and then even when we have to talk to them, which this first letter T is talking about, we need to have a heart level conversation that is safe, that is meaningful, and that is not judgmental. So let me just share a story I read of a lady that noticed that her son was becoming more withdrawn. She noticed that her son was more reserved than usual. When she finally carved out intentional time to just sit down and talk with her son, it wasn't a time to give her son lectures. It wasn't a time, to have your phone, like many of us parents are guilty of, a phone in your hand, and, you are not fully attentive. But this one, she was attentive. And in that moment, as she talked with him, she found out that she now found out that the boy was being bullied at school. Her son opened up to her. And that moment of listening to her son, talking to him, asking him questions, turned their relationship of mother and son to a better one. When we talk with our children, it really builds trust. Like I said, the talking is not about judgmental talk or pointing that accusing finger at our children. So when we really talk with our children, which is the first letter T, talk with them, it builds trust. Our children can count on us. What are the things our children have told us? And they have confided in us, believing that what they have told us will remain with us. But some of us might have not been careful enough to keep that to, ourselves. That is not to just use it outside. Because many times, many of our children, especially when they get to that teenage age, if they confide in you, they don't want you to use that, as a way of reporting them outside. They want you to keep that conversation. They want that trust to be built. So when having conversations with our children, we need to ask open-ended questions. We need to also share, maybe our experiences when we were their age, and let them know that their voice is being heard. So I say, dear parents, can we create a daily chat time with each of our children? I know many people will say, Ifeno, that is not practicable for me. Okay, even if you can't do it every day, you need to create that time. I don't want to say you will not have time at all, because if you are living in the same house with our children, we need to know what happened to them daily. If not, there could be things that need immediate attention, and if it is not given attention, it could build up and lead to a disaster. So can we use our car rides or bedtime to spark up conversations? I know, for example, for myself, when I pick my children up, many times they start saying what happened in school. We get home and they continue. Many times on the dining table while we're eating, they start talking about what happened, the different scenarios that played out. So those are opportunities that we can have. It's not something that needs to be so serious and structured, but you have it in mind that you need to talk to your child, because that is one of the ways we show them that we love them. We show them that we are interested in them and that we care about their welfare. So we need to practice active listening, putting our phones down, like I have said earlier, look at our children eye to eye, and be engaged in the conversation. We need to create daily chat times for each child as much as you can. Yes, there is a group one for all the children together, but as much as we can, if we can find a time, if you can't do it during the week, what about the weekend individually? Just 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It could even extend depending on what the conversation is about. The second letter is I. We are using the acronym TIME. The first one is talk with them, talk with our children. The second one is I, and it stands for involve yourself in their world. Involve yourself in your children's world. Now, children want us to be part of what matters to them, whether it is in building Lego or watching them dance, those that like to dance, the artistic ones when they are painting or trying to create something, even if they have watched some cartoons over and over again. I know some children that will want you to sit with them and watch the cartoons with them. There was a time when my teenage son wanted me to actually play their PS game with him, and I've been procrastinating, but I think I need to sit down, because I have found out, or I am learning, that is one of the ways that they know that we love them and that we show that we love them. So we need to be involved. I is be involved in their world. So when we step into our children's world, we are indirectly saying that I care about what you care about, whether it be football, and this applies even to, anybody that we care about or that we love. Haven't you seen that even if you are not a football fan, as a wife, you find out that sometimes you just need to sit down and watch that match with them so that they will know that you are with them. So the same thing applies with our children. Our children want us to be involved in their world. Saying yes to their invitations to join them, to come and play with them, is actually saying that that it makes them believe that we are close, that they want us close to them, and it's a way of showing that we love them. Remember, our topic is time, the real love language of children. And also remember that it has to do with presence over perfection. It will not always work the way we expect, but once we put our heart into these strategies of getting involved and having time to talk with our children, we will build trust, and it will cause the love that they desire to be expressed to be shown as we make that effort. The next letter, which is the third letter, is M, and it is for making memories intentionally. We need to make memories with our children intentionally. Now, memories don't need to be a big bash, big party, expensive outings, or luxurious vacations. If you can't afford all that, don't feel guilty or feel bad that you can't make memories. No. Some of the strongest memories that I personally had were from ordinary days, from days, everyday moments. It could be cooking together with, when I was younger, being involved in what maybe my parents were doing. And it's the same thing with our children. So it could be a weekend activity. Maybe during the weekend, the boys go out with their dad, maybe even if it is to the salon to have a haircut. That time that you have with your children, you can make memories. You can make memories while at home. You can watch more movies together. Even on the dining table, you can make memories from everyday moments. And this brings this scripture to heart, that Lord, teach us to number our days, that we may gain wisdom and a heart, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Yes, that is it. Lord, teach us how to number our days. So for us to make memories intentionally with our children, it does not necessarily need to be a big thing. It is, how do we make sure that every moment we have with our children counts? And we need to take advantage of every moment, every day. It mustn't be a party. It could be everyday activities. Going to school, driving in the car, and then doing things together intentionally. Can we think of, what we can do with our children? Maybe making popcorn together, having games together, playing games, board games, or even their movies and whatever they do. So this has a way of creating a sense of belonging with the children. Can you think of a way, or can your child remember any time they had with you that they keep remembering? Can they remember how they went to the cinema maybe with you to watch a movie? Can they remember when you watched something together, or you played a game? Can they remember even an interesting snack or meal you had together and the fun they had, having that time with you? We need to create small rituals. It could be weekends. It could just be time for storytelling. You taking pictures. That is one thing I like. Yeah, taking pictures, because many times, by the time you are growing and the children are also growing and they see pictures you've taken, it brings back memories even to you as parents. So let's celebrate the everyday moments. Let's make the moment intentionally. Yes, it could be during their prize giving day, and even going through a day that could have been challenging, but overcoming it. Let us make the moments. So I'll take it again. The first one is time. For the time acronym, T is talk with the children, talk with them. The second one is I intentionally be involved in their world. We need to intentionally involve ourselves in their world. And then this M is to make memories intentionally. Now, the last one is E, and it stands for encourage with your words and with your presence. This is very, very key in our parenting journey. We need to use our words wisely. We need to be encouraging. Our children are constantly discovering who they are, and our words will become that inner voice that they carry into adulthood. While in secondary school, boarding house, there are many things my parents had told me, before I came to school, that keeps ringing in my heart, keeps coming to mind. So those words we speak to our children, are they encouraging? The scripture says that death and life are in the power of our tongue. And as parents, we are very strategic in the words we speak over our children's life because of the authority and the power that God has invested in us as parents. So we must be careful and we must be wise not to speak words that will bring, that will bring discouragement and condemnation, but we need to encourage our children with our words and even with our presence. So encouragement is that fuel that helps children face a big world with confidence. Our world is filled with a lot of, negativity. We have bullying issues in school. We have children struggling to even understand who they really are, identity crisis. It is the words we speak to them. It is the encouragement we give to them, that will help them overcome any form of fear, that will build their confidence to be able to face whatever challenge they might be going through. Dear parents, time is the real love language of our children. Time. Yes, I know we are very busy, but I want us to take the next few moments to pause and reflect. Let's pause and reflect as I ask the following questions. When was the last time you sat with your child or your children and truly listened? This is a soul-searching time. This is not ifeno wanting you to respond. This is a time for you to be honest with ourselves and to make adjustments where needed. When was the last time you sat with your child or your children and truly listened to what they had to say? What are some small ways you can step into your child or your children's world today? What are some small ways you can step into their world today? What memory can you create this weekend or even today? What memory can you create this week or weekend or even today? What encouraging words does your child or your children need to hear from you? I want us to just think about this. I'll put these questions in the podcast notes so that we can go through them personally and take a good assessment of where we need to pay attention to. You don't need to have all the answers to what I just asked. No, you just need to be present. You just need to be available, dear parents. You just need to be intentional. You just need to be present, available, and intentional. Wow. So as we wrap up today's episode, let's remember this. Your child or your children won't always remember the gifts you bought for them or you gave them. They will not necessarily or always remember how much money you spent on what they ate or on the things you bought for them, but they will remember how you made them feel, how you made them feel safe, how you made them feel seen, and how you made them feel loved. Talk to them, invest yourself in their world, make memories intentionally, and encourage them with your words and presence, which spells time. Dear parents, when we give our children the gift of time, we are giving them something no one else can than we can do ourselves. And in their eyes, that's the most precious love language of all. We might think the children are moved so much about the presents, the gift. Don't get me wrong, those are very important too. But I tell you that the memories they will remember as they grow older is the time, how you spent time with them. You read with them, you played with them, you paid attention to their low and high moments, you celebrated them, you encouraged them even when things were tough. Those are the things our children will remember. Those are the things that will make them feel that, yes, they were accepted by us, they are loved by us. And like I said, it's not about perfection, it's about presence. So the greatest love language that our children are looking for is time spent with them. So I just want to say that if this episode really resonated with you, if this episode is one you believe is a wake-up call to parents, I would like you to, share this episode with a friend, with a parent that you believe that this would help them in their parenting journey. And if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, At Home with Ifeno podcast, please kindly do so. I will be delighted to see you subscribe so that whenever our next episode comes up, you will be reminded about it. And on Instagram, you can follow us on at Ifeno17, Facebook, Ifoma Omoni, yes, on Facebook. Thank you for the time that we have spent together. And I want you to know that time is the real love language that our children are looking for. Thanks for joining us this week on the At Home with Ifeno podcast. Check us out on Instagram at Ifeno17 and on YouTube at Home with Ifeno podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch every new episode and leave us a comment so we can build a strong community. See you in 2 weeks' time.